So Imarisha Naivasha is came about because of duplication of efforts in places like Naivasha, where there are so many needs, and then so many projects have been coming up from, since 30 years ago. But through the Prime Minister's office in 2011 May, Imarisha Naivasha was gazetted as an umbrella body to sort of coordinate all these projects so that we sort of avoid lots and lots of duplication. So Imarisha will be running programs and getting funds through with the help of the Prince of Wales. And the Prince of Wales helped to set up a trust whereby money will be channeled to, and then all the projects sort of will be, getting funds from Imarisha. Naivasha is as typical as any other surrounding where there is fresh water, and wherever there is fresh water, you all know that lots of people with various interests will gather. So this, as you can see, is a basin. Well, let me say, it sits on the floor of the rift for those who don't know. But we're also surrounded, interestingly, with a couple of highlands, and that is called the Eburu forest, on that side. And then that is the Mau complex. And then on that other side, well, actually it's this side, it's the Longonot. And then the Abadeas at my, on this side. So all that water now comes to the lake when we are lucky, and when the climate change people like Bwana George can justify that the cause of high water levels, this is 1,889 meters above sea level today.
Any plan to uproot this from the lake, or just?
So the government
that uproot the hyacinth and make this kind of handcraft.
Yes.
That they can sell and generate funds from that.
Yeah.
But again, it has been really a challenge for the water, because if there is no effort to uproot and at least reduce, it really
colonizes everything.
Yeah, everything.
There's a settlement that is coming up that will be neighboring the mountain called Longonot Gate Estate. So this is one of the initiatives in Naivasha to come up with organized settlements. So I think it will be a quarter in Naivasha to make things organized. So on the contrary, behind you, a settlement where the flower farm workers, I told you, most flower farm workers and their dependents stay here. But other stakeholders around here are Kengen. This is the settlement for the staff, and as you know, you would know, it's where we get electricity. They make electricity for us. They have many geothermal plants. They have been accused recently of, invading Hell's Gate and drilling. They are, doing a lot of drilling for conversion to energy. So who can I displace? See you at the harbor in Alexandria. Bye bye. Okay, safe journey. Thank you. Say hi to those guys. Yes. Bye. We are going with God. Going with God. Bye bye. So if you come and research something, you are required to sort of share that leave your results with the Naivasha, so that, and then they will create this database where you can search very quickly on anything that has been studied within the lake. And there's a unit to transform that complex science information into very simple knowledge that my brother who brought you with the boat will be able to understand, so that they don't speculate. They say, oh, fish died because of this, and they get interviewed all the time by media guys.
My name is Gilbert Akol, HLI, and I come from Uganda. I'm representing the youth in a training that has been taking place beginning Monday this week at Enesis Hotel. This training was organized by Global Water Partnership, and the main objective was to introduce the participants to integrated water management resources. So in this training, IWRM, as it is called, we were being told how we can use it as a tool to manage resources. This was more especially so because the representatives were drawn from the several countries that form the Nile Basin. So all countries were represented, and since the Nile, we are talking about transboundary water resources, IWRM we've come to understand that it is the best approach which can be employed to manage these shared resources. And also being in Kenya, we've had time to look at the practical cases, real action on ground where IWRM has been employed to manage the water resources. Where we are right now, we are on Lake Naivasha, and we have interacted with the community here, the management of the wildlife, the civil society organizations, all who are advocating for environmental conservation. And we have seen how this has been done. It hasn't just been practical. The theory has told us issues to do with climate change, how Africa needs to adopt, specifically the East African region and the Nile Delta region, how we need to adapt because climate change is here to stay. We just have to adapt by changing our lifestyles, how we treat the environment, so that we can conserve what we have for future generations as well. Thank you very much.
The Global Water Partnership is an intergovernmental organization that helps or supports country members in the sustainable management and development of water resources across the world. But we are now operating in different regions. For us, we are on the side of East African regions, that is basically working with the East African countries plus the Horn of Africa. And this training was attended by about 25 participants, experts from all 9 basin countries. Some of these participants, they are coming from the water sector ministries, others they are coming from the young water professional communities, and they have attended this meeting in order to increase their knowledge and skills on integrated water resource management, but also to understand how integrated water resource management can be used as an effective tool for climate change adaptation. The big challenge as far as the climate change is concerned, the climate change is affecting many sectors. Among those sectors, we have also the water sector. It is negatively impacting the water sector because you experience the cases of flooding in many areas, by experiencing the case of land and environmental degradation, soil erosions, and all these, they are seriously affecting the water sector. That's why you may find that some parts of the Nile River Basin, there is water pollution due to this inappropriate land use, but also other factors. The countries are making many efforts to make sure that the water sector is really protected by a number of activities like watershed management, protection, and to ensure at least there is food security, because some of our communities, they are farmers. They are involved in the land use. And once the watershed management is well conserved and well managed, it will ensure the food security. So people, they will get food, people, they will have access on drinking water, and yet it increases the livelihood. There are a number of projects in Nile Basin countries. Some of these projects, they are related to the watershed rehabilitation, but also there are a number of projects related to the hydropower generation. Dams are being constructed here and there under the Nile Basin Initiative. And there are a number of activities related to the tree planting to make sure that the ecosystem is well managed and conserved. So there are a number of activities. And here and there are also a number of demonstration projects that are helping the communities to be resilient on climate change. The conflict, they are rising because the water is a scarce resource. And in our Nile Basin country, the problem that we have is the very rapid population growth. So the population is fastly growing, but the water demand becomes higher, while the water supply is limited because of the high demand. So, and this high demand, as well as competing interests, because water is being used by many sectors, they are creating conflicts. One of the ways to resolve this conflict is to apply IWRM, Integrated Water Resource Management, whereby all water users, all partners, all stakeholders, they meet together to discuss the water-related issues and they find solutions by themselves. In Kenya, in Rwanda, and in Uganda, there are a number of projects that are related to the restoration of the aquatic ecosystems. And once these aquatic ecosystems, watershed management, they are restored, they are effectively managed, we shall not have the problem of soil erosion, we shall not have the problem of sedimentation, because now the land is well managed, and then it ensures food security to the communities. Here and there we found that there are also some projects related to the small-scale irrigations to help community to get food from the irrigated lands. So these are a number of initiatives that are being undertaken in the country. But also the tree planting by using, for instance, fruit trees, so that people, they can not only protect the ecosystem, but also get some fruits to feed the community, to feed the kids, to ensure a good nutrition of the kids. Before constructing a dam, there is what we call a feasibility study that is conducted to see what will be the impact. People, they conduct what we call socio-economic impact. They conduct what we call environmental impact assessment to see, once the dam is constructed, what negative impact will be there. So now, I believe that the government started constructing a dam, they absolutely have to do this kind of assessment, these studies, before the dam is constructed. And in any case, there is some impact. We do what we call adaptation measures to make sure that the livelihood of the riparian communities, they are catered for. So I don't think there will be a negative impact, because each government, to construct a dam, there must be some prerequisite, some prior studies that are assessing the impact of the dam once it is constructed.